Hello there everyone, this is Mr. Matube here, and today I'm going to make this video onto why I think that the Patrick Star Show is genuinely an awesome cartoon. Like, I genuinely think it is a great cartoon, it is an awesome cartoon, it is just so much fun to watch, and when it comes to SpongeBob spin-offs. So, recently I've seen that people dismiss the SpongeBob spin-off. So I made like two videos about this where it's like people dismiss them as like, people like go through that misconception about them being disrespectful and whatnot. And also people think that they break SpongeBob's lore, which I mean I guess they do to some extent, but not really in my opinion. But that's kinda irrelevant to the discussion, as but like now I'm making as this video as to why I think the Patrick Star Show is genuinely an awesome cartoon. Like, it is genuinely an amazing cartoon. It is great. It is a wonderful piece of cartoon art that I have ever seen. Genuinely, it is a great piece of cartoon art that I've ever seen, and I think it should genuinely be more appreciated by the public landscape. So, the Patrick Star Show is the spin-off series based on SpongeBob SquarePants that is set around Patrick living in his house with his family, hosting a TV show. Basically, it's a variety TV show where they parody multiple TV settings. Like basically, there's like multiple episodes where they parody game shows, they parody cooking shows, um they parody weather shows. They just parody like multiple things. Like tonight on the Patrick show we're going to do XYZ challenge. That's basically kind of most of what happens. And I legitimately think this is actually a really good idea, like for a Patrick show to involve around basically him tearing up the stupidity, like basically him being all that. Oh, I'm doing for my next show. I am going to do this segment that involves us plane diving off this skyscraper. That kind of thing. It's just a really cool concept for a Patrick show, and I think Patrick is honestly a great protagonist here. I think he is a wonderful character. He is loving. He is goofy, and I just love that about him so much. He's also very relaxed, even though he is a little bit, he's obsessed with ice cream and whatnot. I think Patrick is a good character all around, and I do think that this series deserves more appreciation. And also, I think the family characters are also really good. I really like Strudina especially. I think she's a cool, nerdy character who is always around there helping Patrick with his everyday problems. And she's like the smartest one of the family. Um, like I'm pretty sure Strudina is actually aware of everything that's happening around, like everything like weird that's happening around. She just doesn't care. Like, she just pretends that she's dumb, but she's actually like insanely smart. She's like the smartest member of the family. Like, they're running a show at her age, at like she's like an infant, I think. So yeah, I mean, I would say she's like more elementary school, but yeah, genuinely awesome. I think Cecil and Bunny are legitimately great characters. Um, they're fun parents. I also think they're honestly better than the original parents from the I'm with Stupid. Those original parents. I think they're so much better because they have better designs. They have better and more unique designs compared to those original parents. And they just have way more personality. Honestly, they just offer more personality, more interactions, etc. Like those pet parents only had like 10 seconds of screen time like throughout the entire SpongeBob show. Like, they're not even that relevant, honestly. And I think Cecil and Bunny are legitimately like really good parents, and they're really fun, and they provide a lot of like really entertainment. I also think Drampat is also a really cool, like he's a really like drumpy grandfather, and he can also be funny at times whenever he does his own episode to shine, like in episodes like the yard sale or the little patch tales, which are really good episodes. I will say though, I do like episodes. I do like that this show basically centers around a variety of things. Like, it's not just one thing. It's also like plenty of things at the same time. Like it had many episodes that stars, like extraterrestrial patriots, like it had this like Captain Quasar and Patron segments, with the space patriot robot and space short. It had the stop motion with the Dr. Plankenstein and Sponge Monster and the Pat Gore. There's like Frankenstein parody stop motion. He did as well the Thief Patriot and the Barbaric Pat the Hapless character, who's like this buff Barbaric Patriot. You also got other really fun characters like the Dartfish family, who are like these like little tiny neighbors who eat their crumbs, who are very nice. You also got the pets like Tinkle and Ouchie and Pink Eye. Tinkle is the toilet, Ouchie is the urchin, and Pink Eye is the bunny, is the sea bunny. And I also think, and like there's also other characters like there's the ice cream truck and there's Bubble Bass, and you also see the returning SpongeBob characters. Like SpongeBob appears there and there from time to time. He has a different design. Same thing with Squidward and same thing with Sandy. SpongeBob, Squidward, and Sandy all appear in the show and they have like different designs. Mr. Krabs and Plankton have a few appearances, but the thing is, they're the same design. They're the same exact design. They're not different at all. They're literally the same design. I'd say the same thing for Bubble Bass. Yeah. And I will say, I will talk about the episodes. Like, there are really some really good episodes. I will say, episodes I really liked are Lost in Couch was a really fun episode where Patrick goes around in his couch and tries to find the remote, and it's a really great adventurous episode. It's an adventure setting. Another episode is the famous Bubble Bass Reviews episode where Bubble Bass critiques the Patrick show and he does like these like YouTube tweet parodies which are really fun. Another really good episode is I would say is the Lil Pat's Tales, which is an episode about Trampat narrating to Patrick his story with the Telpet kids when they were kids. The group told the Telpet kids, and it's done in a really cool black and white setting, which I really enjoy. Another really good episode is the Chum Bucket List, where it's like dying for pie, but it's really good, with like SpongeBob and Patrick, and also has a really nice animations and really unique, clever storyboard stuff that honestly is really good. Also, Movie Stars is also a really good episode with them parodying like movie theaters. Another really great episode is Pit Patrick's Path. Pit 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 Patrick's Path, which is a genuinely creative episode that centers around the idea of like choosing the path of like which character should go this direction or this direction. Like a lot of Netflix has been doing. I think with like should this character do this or should this character do that? It's a really cool parody of that. You got also episodes like The Patrick Show Sells Out, which parodies sponsorship. The Patrick Show Cashes In, which parodies merchandising, and some really like great creative episodes as well. Like um another like all out of idea Brits that has Patrick doing running out of Brits, and they go to random land and it's really cool. There's also Scudina's holiday special, which has like multiple characters performing like holiday specials. So he did this like really insane battle with Krabs and Plankton as leprechauns, which is really cool. uh yeah, I'm highlighting a lot of like really great episodes, and Ice Cream Headed is also another really fun episode with Patrick basically chasing down ice creams throughout the town, and the ice cream team is fighting him, which is really cool. So yeah, so these are like really some insane highlights in the show that I think are legitimately great episodes that you should definitely check out. And honestly, another thing is that I don't think there's honestly any episode that I really hate. Like there's episodes I'm not a fan of, like I Smell a Pat, Gas Station Invitation, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm also not a fan of the remote episode. There's also another like weird episode of Patrick being stuck in the toilet throughout the whole episode, and there's also the drooling fool, which is an episode about Patrick drooling all over the place. Yuck, yeah. So like there's episodes that I'm not a huge fan of, but there's also a lot more episodes that I really enjoyed in this show. Um, Another really good episode is the Something Stupid This Way Comes, which is a Halloween special that came out last year, which narrates like three stories of Captain Quasar, Dr. Playtestein, and Bad the Hapless. And I think all these three stories were really good. Like the Dr. Plantenstein part had poems. The Captain Quasar and Patron parts had like really good animation with the lighting, and it's just really cool. And the Pat the Hapless was also really funny. So yeah, I also like the episodes that centered around characters that aren't from the Star family. Like they did this episode named Much Tofu About Nothing that centers around the Hamdonian people that were like only featured for like 1 second in the episode House Hunting from the previous season, which is honestly really cool. Then you got an episode centered around Shmandor, these like these teachers in a futuristic city based on Rube Goldfish, basically. This character who says amazing, this character named Rube Goldfish. They're basically like a bunch of them being like there in this like futuristic city, which is really cool. They got their own episode in the Wrath of Shmandor. And there's just some genuinely like really cool stuff. So yeah. And there's also an episode centered around Pat the Hapless named Shopping Spree. There's just some really cool stuff in the show, and that's why I think the Patrick Star Show is genuinely a great cartoon, and I think it's a great spin-off, and it's honestly one of the best things in the SpongeBob franchise. So yeah, I think it's great, and I think people should check it out. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and have a peaceful day, everyone. Goodbye.